Sai Ram. Imagine you're driving your car one night on a highway. There is nobody else around and it is pitch dark outside. But you don't have to worry because you have your headlights. Fearlessly you can speed on as permitted. But then what if these headlights suddenly go off? Unable to see the bends and the turns, the ups and the downs of the road, you stand the risk of getting involved in an accident. And then there is nobody around as well for breakdown assistance. On the other hand, if you were traveling on a highway where there are hundreds of other cars traveling in the same direction, then even if your headlights go off, the headlights from the other cars provide sufficient light for you to navigate safely. And in case there is a breakdown, there is assistance available from all the others who are traveling. That is the difference between Kirtana, which is individual devotional singing, and Sankirtana, which is group devotional singing, as Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba says. On this royal highway to God called bhajans, it is much more effective and safer to travel in a group. The light of love and the warmth of devotion from all the devotees assembled is sure to inspire the same in us as well, even if we lacked it when we started off.
Look at all the other forms of sadhana. For example, yoga, dhyana, yajna, japa, pranayam. What they do is they only help the person who's doing it. Me doing yoga doesn't help another person. Me doing pranayama does not manage the breath of someone else. Whereas Swami says, in Sankirtana, someone else doing the Sankirtana can raise the consciousness of the entire mass. Someone else singing beautifully, or the person sitting right next to us feeling, brings those feelings in us also. In fact, there is no preparation required for Sankirtana. All that one has to do is to just have an open mind and heart and come and deposit himself or herself in that bhajan, and that's it.
There is always safety in numbers. Whether it is the wildebeest in the savanna grasslands, the zebra at the watering hole to quench their thirst, or even sheep returning home at dusk after grazing, they always stay in herds to protect themselves from dangers lurking around using the synergy of the herd. So too, we can protect ourselves from the enemies lurking around, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, which is desire, anger, greed, lust, envy and pride, using the group synergy. Speaking of synergy, I am reminded of a beautiful incident that is best narrated by Brother Ravi Kumar.
For Sai students, the most painful way of learning a lesson from Swami was when Swami would stop talking to the students in order to teach them a lesson. So there was this one instance when I was in college. Swami had stopped talking to the students, so much so that he would come out and give darshan to all the devotees. But when he would come near the students, he would turn towards the wall and he would walk into the interview room. And he would sit in the interview room and give 1, 2, 3 interviews. And in fact, he would come only during the middle of the bhajans so that he could come out of the interview room, go sit on his throne for a couple of bhajans, take the Mangala Arati, and then come out from the bhajan hall and straight go into the interview room and into his residence. And even after 2 weeks, Swami had not started talking to the boys. It was as if the students were not having food for 2 weeks. Some of the students took courage. They tried to go forward to Swami and then beg his forgiveness. But then Swami would very sternly look at the boys and ask them to go back. And after that, nobody took courage to go in the front and ask Swami. So what had happened in the hostel was a bustle of activity. After the evening bhajans in the mandir, the boys would go back to the hostel. So those who would do Vedam would do 1 hour of extra Vedam. Those who were in the bhajan group would do 1 hour of extra bhajan. then those who would do the Hanuman Chalisa would chant that a couple of times more. So after another week of such fervent prayers from the boys, one day all the boys went to the mandir. The prayers that were pouring forth from their heart was at its zenith. And as soon as Swami sat on the throne, this bhajan started. Sai Prem De. And the brother who was to sing this bhajan could not continue beyond this, because that is what he was praying for. Swami Prem De, Swami, I want your love. And the other 400, 500 boys who were sitting in the portico, the moment they heard this prayer from the heart, Sai Prem De, everybody broke into tears and they cried their heart out. And this brother could not continue beyond that, beyond the couple of words. Swami, the loving mother, could not contain himself. In one instant, he sprung up from his throne. He literally ran out of the bhajan hall into the portico and he called forth to all the students. He said, "Come, come, my children." 500 young boys with tears in their eyes rushing towards their mother, holding to his feet. And Swami was patting all the children around him and saying, "No, there is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong. See, I am speaking to you. I am speaking to you."
Amongst the many kinds of Sankirtana that Swami refers to, yes, obviously the Bhava Sankeertana is one which is very endearing to our heart. For example, Mirabai was all about Bhava. In all her bhajans and all her kirtanas, we can see that Bhava, that outpouring of emotion to the Lord. But there are 3 more Sankirtanas that Swami refers to. One is called the Guna Sankirtana. In the Guna Sankirtana, we extol the virtues and the qualities of the Lord. The purpose of chanting this Guna Sankirtana is to imbibe those very gunas in our own lives. Let's take for an example, Kamal Netra Sai Ishwara Kaivalya Teja Sureshwara Kamal Netra Sai Ishwara Megha Shama Gana Gagana Sharira Shanta Brahmamaya Abhayakara Megha Shama Gana Gagana Sharira Shanta Brahmamaya Abhayakara Kamala Netra Sai Ishwara. The next kind of Sankirtana is Leela Sankirtana. Again, a very beautiful and very endearing kind of Sankirtana wherein we extol the Leelas of the Lord. And there are plenty and myriad Leelas of the Lord, whether it is Lord Shiva in terms of Neelakantha or Hala Haladhara, or when it is Krishna, we talk about Govardhanagiri or Kaliya Mardana. All of these are the Leelas of the Lord. Let's take one bhajan which talks about the Leelas of our Sai. So we all know that during the Mahashivratri, the entire world would witness one of the most stupendous miracles of our Lord Sai. And while this lingam would emanate from inside the Lord, the entire Kulwant hall would reverberate with Lingodbhava Kara Lingeshwara Lingodbhava Kara Lingeshwara Paritishwara Mam Pahi Prabho Paritishwara Mam Pahi Prabho Pahi Prabho Mam Dehi Vibho Pahi Prabho Mam Dehi Vibho Lingodbhava Kara Lingeshwara. The fourth kind of Sankirtana is what Swami considers as the highest level of Sankirtana, and that is Nama Sankirtana, or chanting the name of the Lord. Well, to know more about this, you will have to wait for the next episode on Namasmarana. Thank you. Sai Ram.